What if I told you a long time ago you could get in serious trouble just for wearing the wrong color or even for crying too much? Yeah. That sounds like something from a weird movie. But it's not. These were real rules. Real people. Real punishments. Ancient civilizations had some of the strangest laws ever. And the craziest part? People had to follow them every single day without asking why. And stick with me because the last part will make you realize how lucky we are today. Let's start simple. Clothes. In ancient Rome, what you wore wasn't just fashion, it told everyone who you were. Only rich and powerful people were allowed to wear certain clothes. And one color, purple, was super important. Purple meant power. It was so rare and expensive that only emperors and top leaders could wear it. Now imagine this. You walk outside wearing your favorite hoodie and suddenly someone stops you and says, "You're not allowed to wear that." That's what it was like back then. If a normal person wore purple, they could actually get punished. But here's where things get interesting. These weird rules in history weren't random. They helped rulers control people. Just by looking at your clothes, everyone knew your rank. Now this next one might sound even crazier. In ancient Sparta, people were trained to be warriors from a young age. That means they had to be strong, tough, fearless. And because of that, showing emotions like fear or sadness was not allowed. No crying. No complaining. If someone cried, they could be punished or laughed at in public. Think about that. Today, we're told it's okay to share feelings. But back then, you had to hide everything just to fit in. That's one of the strangest customs of the past. Now let's talk about food. Sounds normal, right? Well, not in ancient Egypt. In ancient Egyptian culture, certain foods were only allowed for certain people. Priests, for example, had very strict diets. If they ate the wrong food, it wasn't just a mistake, it was seen as disrespecting their gods. And that could bring punishment. So food wasn't just about eating. It was about rules, religion, and status. And here's the surprising part. Even something as simple as what you ate could show how important you were in society. Now let's move to something even more personal. Marriage. Today, people usually choose who they want to marry. But in ancient times? Not really. In many ancient civilizations, marriages were arranged. That means your family picked your partner. And if you said no, that could cause serious problems. In some places, you could be punished. In others, you could be sent away. That sounds pretty unfair, right? But back then, these ancient culture rules were about keeping families strong and powerful. Still, imagine not getting to choose who you spend your life with. Now this next part might surprise you. Having the wrong opinion could actually get you in trouble. In ancient Athens, people had something like democracy, where they could share ideas. But there were limits. If someone spoke against powerful leaders or said something unpopular, they could be punished. There was a man named Socrates. He asked a lot of questions. He made people think. But people didn't like that. And he was punished for it. So yes, just thinking differently could be dangerous. That's one of those shocking history facts that feels hard to believe. Now let's talk about everyday behavior. In ancient Japan, especially during samurai times, respect was everything. You had to act a certain way at all times. Even small mistakes could be seen as disrespect. Looking at someone the wrong way. Standing incorrectly. Speaking out of turn. All of these could get you into trouble. So people had to be super careful. It's like walking on a tightrope all day long. One wrong step and you fall. Now here's where things get even stranger. Even after people died, the rules didn't stop. In ancient Egypt, people believed in the afterlife, a world after death. But to get there, everything had to be done perfectly. The body had to be prepared in a special way called mummification. There were exact steps, exact rituals. If anything was done wrong, people believed the soul would not reach the afterlife. So families followed these rules very carefully. Think about that. Rules so powerful they controlled what people believed would happen after death. Now here's something really important to understand. In many ancient civilizations, your life was decided the moment you were born. This is called social class. If you were born into a poor family, you stayed poor. If your family were farmers, you became a farmer. There was no changing your path. No choosing your dream job. No becoming whatever you wanted. That's very different from today. Today, you can learn, grow, and choose your future. Back then, your future was already chosen for you. And now we reach the craziest part. Punishments. Ancient punishments were not like today's rules. They were much harsher. For small mistakes, people could face big consequences. Some people were punished in front of everyone to embarrass them. Some were sent away from their homes forever. And in some cases, punishments were very serious. Even for small crimes. Now think about this. Why were the punishments so strict? Because of fear. Fear made people follow the rules. If you were scared of what would happen, you wouldn't break the law. And this is where most people don't realize something important. These bizarre historical traditions weren't just random. They were created to control people and keep society organized. But they also made life very hard. So when we talk about ancient brainrot, we're really talking about a world full of strange ancient laws, weird rules in history, and shocking punishments that people had no choice but to follow. From your clothes to your emotions to your food to your thoughts. Everything was controlled. And that crazy thing we mentioned at the start? It's not just one rule. It's the fact that people had to follow all of them without asking questions. No freedom to say this doesn't make sense. No choice to live differently. That's what makes ancient life so different from today. And honestly kind of scary. But also fascinating. Because these rules helped build the world we live in now. If this surprised you, or made you think, then you're definitely going to enjoy the next video where we break down even more shocking ancient punishments and strange customs of the past that sound almost impossible but were completely real. Go ahead, like the video if you learned something new. And subscribe if you want more crazy, fun, and easy to understand history like this.